every minute with the fever dreams. I push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Took until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Ooh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Dynamite last night. Wow. What a show. This week's episode of Dynamite was a very, very decent show. I really enjoyed it. These are the type of Dynamite episodes that we need to be getting every week. If we're not getting shows like that, then something's wrong. Something's clearly wrong. Kenny Omega retains his IWGP Championship over Jeff Cobb's, the IWGP United States Championship. Something that shouldn't be on AEW television. I mean, it's not an AEW World Championship, but good match by all means. Just saying. Adam Cole successfully wins his AEW in-ring return match. He celebrates with his girlfriend, Britt Baker, to close the show. Pretty sure Daniel Garcia was not happy about his loss. Pretty sure. Pretty sure the Appreciation Society is not happy about it either. Because that is the faction he's in. So, the Outcasts AEW homegrown feud continues, as well as the TBS Championship feud. And we got plenty of more to go over. We're going to go over everything that went down on this show last night here on the IWN YouTube channel. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for all notifications. Let's get at least 5-6 likes on the stream, please. Really appreciate it. No excuses, no complaints. I'm still at 612. Well, we needed 7 more subscribers, and we'll officially have 620. So if we can get there, I really appreciate it. So hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure you have on your notifications. Go check out all the other content I have on the channel. If you missed my Monday Night Raw review from last week, if you missed my SmackDown review from last week, go check those out. My WWE 2K23 stream, it's not on the channel yet. I got to get that copyright claim out of there so it could be back on the channel. Because I did stream it last month, or about a few weeks ago. You guys remember when I streamed WWE 2K23 doing that John Cena showcase? That John Cena showcase, man, it's not really bad. The game itself is really good. The graphics looks good. The controls are still the same. The game is pretty much the same as WWE 2K22. Something we all already know. Well, I like the overall game. It's great. I like how they add value to it, Really, really good game. I like it. But you got all these geeks online complaining, oh, it's not a good game. The game's always glitching. It's got so many bugs. The game's not actually that bad if you actually buy it. If you actually have the right internet connection. If you got the right internet connection, you'll be able to play online. You won't have any problems. Gotta have the right quality too if you want to stream a game like that on YouTube or Twitch or even Kick Beta. I see some people now streaming on Kick Beta now, including JD. Yes, I was there. I was in his live chat. I watched him stream Resident Evil 4, which is one of his favorite games. Respectfully, I understand. I just want to appreciate everybody for joining the live chat here for your AEW Dynamite review. We got a whole bunch of WWE and AEW Thursday morning news to go over right after I take a break from reviewing this show, which I'm about to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm not going to win anybody's time here. So, Dynamite kicked off with Jungle Boy, Jack Perry versus Matt Hardy with Ethan Page at ringside. Perry and Hardy shook hands to pretty much start the match. there was an AEW All Access logo in the middle of the ring that listed the day, time, and had the TBS logo. Perry went for an early suicide dive. Hardy stuffed it, performed a Uranagi slam. Footage aired of Darby Allin watching the match on a backstage monitor. And a separate show. Sam Vera doing while also making it out with Tay Mello, his wife. It's not his girlfriend, it's his wife. People keep saying that Mello is the girlfriend of Sammy Guevara. No. It's Sammy Guevara's wife. The wrestling fans online, geeks online. I don't know why they are getting themselves confused. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. But anyways, Page took a cheap shot at Perry while the referee was distracted pretty much. Perry Hardy ended up trading forearm shots on the ring apron. Perry onto the commercial break. Hardy super and him. I don't know why my webcam is on. It shouldn't even be on. Why is it on? I don't even have a new webcam yet, and my built-up webcam in my laptop is on. It shouldn't even be on. Why it's on. Continuing the review here. So once Hardy superplexed Perry and covered him for a 2 count, Paige climbed onto the apron, barked at the referee, or it's about her account. Hook came out to his entrance theme. Paige and Hook. Far side. Hardy went to the floor and held Hook. Paige threw a punch that Hook ducked and ended up hitting Hardy. Perry performed a suicide dive onto Hardy. Back in the ring, Hardy stuffed a top rope move from Perry, who then stuffed a side effect. Perry eventually performed a flatliner, hit Hardy with a running elbow to the back of the head, scored the pin. And that was it. He made his entrance. Right after Jack Perry's win over Hardy. Jeff Hardy, real life brother. So, like I said, the AEW World Champion MJF made his entrance, joined Perry inside the ring. MJF said he didn't appreciate Perry interrupting his reborn over. He said it was kind of a Kanye move. MJF insulted the locals and then recalled Perry, previously stating that MJF had things easy. So then the F chants broke into no MJF crowd. MJF turned his focus back to Perry and boosted that his job is actually easy because rarely wrestles. I wish my audio would stop skipping. This is what makes me mad. The audio skips every time I talk. Yesterday. Anyways, he works in so route, rarely breaks, and then pretty much hop a Learjet back to Long. So he worked on a plug for next week's show. Being held there. MJF recalled facing Perry in a match in 2020. It said that when he went to the back, he felt that he met his equal and thought they would be rivals for years to come. MJF said he shook Perry's hand back and asked if he recalled what him. Why is my network connection low? Why is it so low? What is going on? Hold on, guys. My network connection is low. I don't know what's going on here. My network connection should not be low. There's no reason why it should be low. What is going on? This freaking network connection wants to start acting up all of a sudden. Bunch of bull. Bunch of bullshit. He felt that rivals for years to come. Said he shook Perry's hand backstage and asked if he recalled what he told him. Then after that, Perry recalled MJF telling him that nice guys always finish last. MJF told him to ditch his friends and not care about else. MJF mocked Perry for continuing to hang out with Marco Stunt, Luchasaurus, and Christian. Like of them and his new buddy Hook. Gosh, dude, why is my stuff acting up, man? I thought all my shit was gonna work when I go live, man. Only to find out that the network connection is 7/10. I don't understand why it's doing this. I don't get it. What is up with that? I mean, like, I really don't understand what's going on here. Perry had to be the nice guy for all of the fans. And said that 3 years later, he's the AEW World Champion while Perry is still just Jungle Boy. Perry that he and friends. Perry said he wished that he could talk to JF. Have his confidence or not care about people. Hey guys, I'm gonna re-upload. I'm gonna re-upload this here. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me a few minutes, guys. Once I re-upload here, we're gonna continue the review, okay? Give me a second. I got to upload, man, because there's something on here. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, man. I don't know what's going on with the internet. It's been doing this all freaking day, man. The network connection on here has been doing this all day. I don't understand why. I don't know if somebody hacked our internet or what. I don't know. I don't know. I can't figure that out. And it's pissing me off. It's angering me. I can't do my room piece because network connection is messing up the stream. It's making my audio skip to where I'm skip talking. And I don't like that. It's embarrassing. It really is. It's very, very embarrassing, man. But anyways, let's continue to AEW. Sorry for the interruptions, for the technical difficulties once again, guys. Perry recalled thinking at one time that he and MJF would be friends. Perry said he wished that he could talk like MJF, have his confidence, or not care about people. Perry got in MJF's face and said he wished that he didn't care about being the most narcissistic piece of crap. When I'm doing, when I end the stream. Perry said that's not him. Perry said that when he beats MJF, he won't wake up alone every day and hate the person that he sees in the mirror. Perry dropped the mic after that. So MJF said that was good and told the crowd to give up. He told the crowd to give up Jungle Boy. And of course, the crowd applauded to that. MJF said it only took Perry 4 years to learn how to talk. There was a time when he thought they couldn't have been friends or partners, but not anymore because Perry is a massive disappointment. MJF claimed that Perry's hot piece of ass girlfriend, Anna Jay, told him that Perry is weak between the D's. That's what really got Jungle Boy mad. That's when Perry and MJF fought. Perry put MJF down. It stomped him in the corner. Perry followed up with a lariat. Perry went for his finisher. And then MJF fled the ring. MJF stood on the entrance ramp and boasted that he's still the world champion. Sorry for the audio skipping again, guys. I can't stand that. I know you guys can't stand that either. Broadcast team was shown, and then Excalibur ran through the lineup of matches. Alex Marvez entered Kenny Omega's dressing room where he was preparing for his match while Dalton and the trainer stood by. Callis said lost his balance while he was in the ring with Adam Hangman Page last week. Callis asked Omega why he assumed Page got physical with him. Callis said he was going to find Page for everything. The opening match was a momentum building win for Perry. It really was. No joke. The verbal exchange was well done. I also like the recent trend of AEW adding more meaningful verbal segments. I'm pretty sure you guys like that. Callis said he slipped, as that eliminates the scenario that Omega wouldn't watch the show or hear from a friend. Like Callis pulled when he clearly took a dive. Footage aired of Matt Menard and Angelo Parker taking the acclaimed Matt Caster and Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn to a suit at the St. Louis Blues game, along with other activities. They all had a meal together, and Parker asked them to make a decision regarding their offer to join the Jericho Appreciation Society. Bowens said they would announce their decision next week. Don Castle, and the boys made their entrance for a 6-man tag match when their opponents, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Willow Yuta, came out and attacked them from behind. This match didn't really long, but the referee rewarded back by calling for the bell to start the match. Once Castagnoli had one of the boys down inside the room. Castagnoli performed a sit-out powerbomb on one of the boys and pinned him. A video package focused on the Kenny Omega versus Jeff match. Heyman Page was interviewed by Tony Schiavone in the backstage area. Page said Nick Jackson suffered a dislocated shoulder while had a particularly torn biceps. I do have some news on one of the brothers. I think it's Matt, though. Not sure. It's listed in the description if you guys look. I have some news on Matt Jackson. Yeah, it's Matt Jackson. I was right. Yeah, I do have some news on Matt Jackson. Later. Siobhan asked who attacked the duo last week. Page assumed it was the Blackpool Combat Club. Don Callis showed up, apologized to Page. Moxley, Castagnoli, and Yuta attacked Page from behind and left him laying. Moxley dropped him with a forearm and then put his foot on him, while Cassidy put on Callis' glasses. After the Blackpool Combat Club trio walked away, Callis was shown bleeding. Jeff Cobb made his entrance for the IWGP United States Championship match. Kenny Omega was shown warming up backstage. What happened to Callis? It said he felt Omega should know. Omega made his entrance. So we got Kenny Omega defending his IWGP United States Championship against Jeff Cobb. This was a very, very good match, by the way. one of the best IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match that I've ever seen. I mean, it was my first time watching a IWGP title match. I mean, it's the same as watching a WWE Universal Championship match. It's the same as watching an AEW World Championship match. Yeah, that part. But here's what happened this match between Kenny Omega and Jeff Cobb for the United States Heavyweight Championship. Kenny Omega overcame injuries suffered in last week's match with El Viking. And the pre-match revelation that Don Callis was attacked by Moxley, Castagnoli, and Yuta to successfully defend his IWGP U.S. Heavyweight Championship against a very game Jeff Cobb. The match was good. The match was very, very good, man. With a very strong performance by Cobb that was aided by Tez's efforts on commentary, you know. And some great selling by Omega. With that said, the babyface spent the entire match selling his ribs, including a failed attempt at a one-winged angel. One-wing angel. Moments later, Omega not only powered his challenger up, but walked around the ring with him. It flew in the face of the story the two of them had established to that point and was a majorly disappointing conclusion to what had been a quality battle. The post-match saw Bryan Danielson rush to the aid of Omega as he found himself pretty much encircled by the Blackpool Combat Club. That stuff was great, by the way. That was a great moment there. Danielson told his stablemates off, saying this is not what Blackpool Combat Club was formed for. Yeah, right. That points to what I said on the stream. I said on the watch-along, on my AEW Dynamite watch-along, I said, Bryan's going to turn. He's going to turn. He's going to turn. He's going to turn. Next thing you know, I was right. Sure enough, I was right. Danielson turns heel on Dynamite by launching himself at Omega, wiping him out with the running knee before applying the lock and laying in the ring. I knew this heel turn was happening. I was anticipating this. I knew it was going to happen. I kept on saying twice on the AEW Dynamite watch along, he's going to turn. Sure enough, it happened, man. It happened in a blink of an eye. It happened faster than a cheetah could run, man. Like literally, like that, it happened. That fast. That's how fast the time went by today. Shit, that's how time the fast goes by every day. The swerve would seem to set up a showdown between the Elite, Reunited, with Heyman Page and the heels. Maybe it takes place in Blood and Guts, a specialty match the company likes to go back to every year. Whatever the case may be, well, Danielson's return to turn heel was definitely a welcome one and answered the question, what did he mean when he said he was going home? Brief video package recap FTR offering to quit AEW if they can't beat Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn to win the AEW tag titles next week. Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn sat backstage and said to FTR pretty much, are the ones of the best tag teams of their generation. Austin said it took FTR 19 years, whereas it only took them 2 years to reach that level. Austin said they met their heroes and they don't like or respect them. Colton said the only man they've ever respected is their own father. And look what they did to him. The Butcher and the Blade made their entrance. Orange Cassidy's entrance followed. The Blade attacked Cassidy from behind. And then the Butcher joined in. The Butcher continued to rough up Cassidy while the referee cleared Blade from the ring, ejected him from ringside. We Atlantic Championship match, which didn't really last long. The referee gave Cassidy a chance to regroup before the match officially started. Butcher had Cassidy down at ringside and had dominated the bulk of the offense. And the Butcher continued to dominate Cassidy, put him in a Boston Crab. Butcher shifted Cassidy into powerbomb position. Cassidy raked Butcher's eyes. Man, I bet that had to hurt. My goodness. Cassidy went for the orange punch, but no, you ain't doing that to me, not this time. And performed a backbreaker. Cassidy came back with a and followed up with a DDT for a 2 count. So then Cassidy went up top and hit a leaping DDT that resulted in a 2 count. Butcher grabbed the referee's return and hit Cassidy with a crowbar, which led to a Butcher near fall. Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, ran out and took out the Blade. Butcher went to the floor. Beretta hit Butcher with the crowbar to the gut, and then Taylor threw him back inside the ring. Cassidy hit an orange punch. His feet. The beach break. And scored the pin. Again, Cassidy followed up the beach break and scored the pin. I say it again so you guys can hear, because obviously the audio was skipping again. You know how that goes. But anyhow, afterwards, Excalibur told the story that Cassidy resorted to some uncharacteristic tactics and speculated that things might be catching up to Cassidy in the ring. Best friends did their group hug. My thoughts on this match, honestly. I think this match was overbooked with the repeated interference attempts by Blade. You know, I feel like it was not nearly as good as some Cassidy's recent defenses. It is a boomer, too, to be honest, because, you know, we've seen so little of Butcher and Blade on television that it would be nice for their opportunities to result in good television. Honestly. Instead, this was messy, never really found this grove route to the obvious outcome. A pre-tape Sterling, Layla Gray, and a woman who was holding case and deceased or whatever. Cargill said Tanya Valkyrie is a problem. She complained that Valkyrie not only ignored the case in regarding her use of the same finishing move as Cargill. She performed the move on Sterling and Gray. So Cargill said the woman is his legal processor, and she would serve Valkyrie with a court order. Cargill said she's the only goddess in AEW and told the rest of her crew to get the job done. Sterling's character continues to be too silly for people's taste, I see. The idea that for using the same finishing move as Cargill adds a campy feel to a feud that should be more serious. Or not. So here we got a video package featuring Juice Robinson talking about his upcoming AEW Rampage match against Action Andrade. He spoke about how his focus is on Ricky Starks and suggests that Starks watch the match to see a preview of the ass kicking he would give him. Ruby Dawn and Saraya ringside versus Willow Nightingale. Both entrances were televised. Soho stalled before locking up. Willow performed a series of body slams on Soho. It then worked her over with chops and forearms. The heels used their advantage. Soho distracted the referee while Saraya took cheap shots at Willow, pretty much. So then Solo suplexed Willow and covered her for a 2 count. Solo suplexed Willow. Willow covered her for a 2 count picture break. Willow Vine Buster for a near fall coming out of the break. Solo backed off and went Willow to bump fist with her. Willow didn't fall for it. Willow performed a nice Death Valley driver. Willow went to the ropes and was distracted by Storm shaking the ropes while the referee watched. So, hit her destination unknown, kicked twice, but only picked up a near fall. Willow caught Solo in a backslide for a 2 count. Willow hit Solo with a pounce that sent her crashing into the ropes. Yep, it sent her crashing right to the ropes. So once it sent her crashing to the ropes for, where did I read at? Oh, once it sent her crashing to the ropes, Willow pulled the straps of her singlet down and set up for a Dr. Bomb. I about lost my thought on where I read at. tried to grab Soho to prevent Willow from hitting her move. Soho rolled up a distracted Willow and used the ropes for leverage, while Storm added additional leverage as Soho got the pin. So after the match, the heel trio attacked, returned with a chair. So wrapped Willow's leg in a chair. Riho and Sky Blue ran out and tried to fight the heels, but they were quickly outnumbered. The Outcasts set up Riho to be spray painted. So when they did, AEW Women's Champion in street clothes slammed Soho onto her knee. Hayter set up for a short arm clothesline on Storm, who escaped to ringside. Hayter shook hands with Riho, who then motioned for the belt due to their title match that's scheduled for next week. Hayter left the ring, chased the heels to the back. I mean, to be honest, this match between Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale, it was somewhat enjoyable. Looking good in defeat. The post-match had a little too much going on. It's hard to be excited by Riho challenging Hayter when they showed that Riho and Blue couldn't hang with the same three heels that Hayter. That's just for Friday's AEW Rampage. Sammy Guevara versus Konosuke. Best Friends Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor versus Malachi Black, Cody King, Taya Valkyrie versus Marina Shafir, and Juice Robinson versus Action Andrade. Always announced for Rampage. Escalator hyped the following matches for. Yeah, he hyped up the following matches for next week's Dynamite. So here's the card for next week's episode of Dynamite. Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks. MJF. Jamie Hayter versus Riho for the AEW Women's Championship. Obviously, Jamie Hayter's going to retain. There's no way Riho's winning. Blackpool Combat Club speak. And Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn versus FTR. Dax, Harwood, and Cash Wheeler for the AEW Tag titles. For FTR, they lose. As coming up next, last night on the show, a Powerhouse Hobbs video aired. He spoke about March the 24th being Powerhouse Hobbs Day. It spoke about some of his bigger wins. Hobbs said the Book of Hobbs states that the TNT title will never leave his wrist or waist. It was never. That's what Powerhouse Hobbs claimed. Now, this was a forgettable video package, and yet it beat the hell out of QTV ski, at least. Adam Cole, baby. We got Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia. This was also a fantastic, decent match. This was the main event of Dynamite, believe it or not. And for the first time in months, Adam Cole returned to the square circle during doing battle with Daniel Garcia. Successful AEW in-ring return. He did battle with Garcia, who was eager to prove he was pretty much more than just the lackey of the Jericho Nation Society. He dominated the action, hesitating not as he targeted the head of his opponent, hell-bent on proving he is not someone for every new and returning star to walk over on their way to the top. A resilient Cole fought back, though, and rocked him with a boom for the pinfall victory. As streamers exploded at ringside, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, made her way to the ring to celebrate with her husband, her boyfriend. It happened. And you know what it is to have paid even a modicum or of attention to AEW television since its inception. Jericho can recognize when someone is getting hot or an angle is building steam and find his way into the mix. It's not necessarily a bad thing either. He is a really veteran, knows when he sees something he likes and wants to be involved with it. Cole is it. Cole is it. And one would assume after last night's show that he and Jericho would clash at Double or Nothing, if nothing else. It will be a star-studded match that will help bolster that card. That is for sure. Jericho versus Adam Cole. Jericho versus Adam Cole for Double or Nothing. That would be a hell of a match. That is going to be a banger if they book that. I think they should. 100% think they should book that match. As far as overall, it was good storytelling from AEW. Now, there are still too many post-match run-ins, and the pacing is still a bit chaotic. I really did. I really enjoyed the last two episodes. That's all I got to say, guys. That's going to do it for your Dynamite review. Please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because I don't see no likes on the stream. I'm getting really upset. I'm going to take a break here, man, because I need it right now. If you guys are here for your AEW and WWE Thursday morning news, stay tuned, because I'll have all that to go over with you guys when I come back from break. Don't go anywhere. I will be right Back. Oh, and please hit the like button. Let's get some likes on the stream, please. I really appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go over all of your AEW and WWE Thursday morning news. Of course, we're going to start with your AEW news, and that's on Matt Jackson. So he will remain on the AEW television through injury, apparently. So Matt Jackson's last match was the Triple Threat Trios match against the Jericho Appreciation Society, the House of Black, Jack's team. The Elite did not win the match as the House of Black retained. During that match, Matt Jackson ended up suffering a bicep injury, as previously reported. Matt Jackson's bicep injury is a legitimate one, and it will keep him out of action for a long time. According to a report by Fightful's Sean Ross sat behind Fightful's paywall, it was noted that Matt Jackson will very likely remain on AEW television in some capacity while he recovers from his injury. It says here, and I quote, despite Matt Jackson's injury, they were told that there's a good chance he remains on television in some capacity. End quote. It was all previously noted also that Matt Jackson will not need surgery for his torn biceps injury. That being said, his injury recovery time will be taking longer than expected. We'll have to see how AEW keeps him on television until then. I want everybody's take on this unexpected AEW injury news. Let me know in the live chats your take on this. Moving on to your last AEW Thursday morning news. We didn't have much. We mostly have WWE Thursday morning news. So there's more WWE Thursday morning news than there is AEW Thursday morning news. But this is your last AEW Thursday morning news, and this one's on AEW. AEW has several promising wrestlers on per creative plans after WrestleMania. Now, I've never seen this news until now, so mark my words when I tell you I've never seen this. So AEW has several promising wrestlers on per appearance deals. Sharon Seth noted behind Fightful's paywall that Dralistico is in the same boat as Vikingo and Commander. He went on to explain that they are under per night appearance. They're under per night appearance deals with AEW. Blackpool asked about the contract status of each of the three, says, and I quote, and they were told that they're all currently on nightly deals. However, they've been told there has been some conversation about more with Dralistico at the very least. AEW has a lot of places that they can use talent, luchadors, and so does WWE. It's interesting to note that the report went on to further say that over the past year, in numerous cases, when a lucha talent would appear on AEW television, I said it right, AEW television, without a contract, they quickly be contacted by WWE. I was going to say TV originally. Lord have mercy. And quote. We'll have to see what's next for AEW's roster. Tony Khan could always go on another hiring spree, debuting a new talent each week. Now it seems that those three exceptional talents are working on per night deals. What else taking AEW bringing in so many people on per night deals? Is it best for business? You think it's best for business or no? Let me know in the live. That's going to do it for your AEW Thursday morning news. Now we're going to move on to your WWE Thursday morning news. We got a bunch of it. What I mean, we got a bunch of it. My God. I got a lot of information, man. We got a lot of it to go over, including some of the news on Carmella, Cody Rhodes, Jay White, Bianca Belair, Edge, Perez, a lot of it. Lots of it. Might as well start with the WWE Thursday morning news on Tommaso Ciampa, because apparently Tommaso Ciampa is not currently a part of WWE creative plans after WrestleMania. You know, it makes me, when I saw something like that, when I seen something like that floating around, it made me wonder why. When I seen this news article, it makes me wonder why. Makes me wonder why they don't have current plans for Tommaso Ciampa right now. I mean, the guy is a veteran, man. I mean, I don't know why you would not have plans for somebody like that. I mean, it's just absolutely unreal to see this news article and know and believe that this is true. You know what I mean? But anyways, this is exclusive news, man. So, to everybody that's a fan of Tommaso Ciampa, you might want to listen to this one, because this one's very serious. Very, very serious. And it definitely doesn't have repercussions, that's for sure. Tommaso Ciampa suffered another injury in 2022. He's on the road to recovery. The last they heard from Ciampa, he was getting stem cell treatments that won't stop his name from charting in the rumor mill. WRKD Wrestling reported on Twitter that WWE, I don't know who they are. I don't know who the fuck these new sources are. I've never heard of them before. But they reported on Twitter that WWE discussed reuniting the DIY tag team on the main roster coming out of WrestleMania. Their report stated that WWE is looking to link Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa back up with each other. Hopefully that's the case, because Monday Night Raw and SmackDown could use some new teams in their tag team division. And I think DIY would do wonders for that, for those tag team divisions. I would love to see a reunion with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. It reminds me of the Black and Gold days. It really does. Says here, and I quote, Kevin and Sami Zayn aren't the only frenemies reuniting. There's talks of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa linking up on the main roster. After WrestleMania, with Gargano going as far as to say this during an interview this week. And quote, Ringside News reached out to confirm this story. They were not able to. In fact, they were told by a tenured member of the creative team that I've heard no creative for Ciampa. So, guess we'll have to find out what the future holds for Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Right now, only one of the two is an active WWE superstar, with Ciampa hoping to make a return so he can finish his story on the WWE main roster. You guys want to see Team DIY return to WWE television? I know I do. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the live chats, or let me know in the comments below when the stream ends. You know, companies are known for using injured people on TV. So it doesn't really surprise me. Jazz has reportedly said to be accusing WWE of stealing her idea before she was released. Wonder what this is about. We're going to go over it. Jazz, a prominent women's champion, knows the importance of storytelling. Her journey began in 2001 when she made her debut in WWE, or Wrestling Entertainment, that's what it stands for. And over the course of 3 years, she held the Women's Championship twice. Fortunately, the company released her from her contract in 2004, leaving her unsure about her future in pro wrestling. Jazz didn't give up on her dreams 2 years later, at the age of 49. She made her comeback by joining WWE's ECW brand. During her time there, Stephanie McMahon asked her to pitch ideas for storylines. This was a significant opportunity for Jazz to showcase her creativity, passion for wrestling, such and such. Jazz put a lot of effort into crafting her storyline idea. When she submitted it to Stephanie's, she was thrilled to receive positive feedback. However, Stephanie had both good news and bad news to share. Jazz recounted her conversation with the $1 billion princess during an interview with Chaifetz Arena. Says here, and I quote, Stephanie, read it and everything. A couple of weeks later, she got back with me. She's like, Jazz, I have good news and bad news. She's like, which one you want to first? Which one do you want first? She was like, just throw it at me however you want to give it to me. You know, she said, the good news is we fucking love her. Bad news is we're going to give it to somebody else. I was like, wow, says Jazz. End quote. Jazz was taken back by the news. She had put a lot of effort into her pitch and was disappointed to hear that her idea wouldn't be used. Nonetheless, Jazz remained undeterred and continued to work hard to create new and exciting storylines for WWE. What do y'all's take on what Jazz said? WWE planning to keep another yearly tradition for 2023 Hall of Fame ceremony. PW Insider reported that Dana Warrior is headed to Los Angeles for WrestleMania 39 weekend. She will be a part of this year's WWE Hall of Fame ceremony to present another Warrior Award. Of course she'll be there. Doesn't surprise me at all. She's always been there. It's been there for years. And of course, the Warrior Award is dedicated to the memory of the Ultimate Warrior. That award goes out to people who have showed tremendous heart and character, though adversity. Duh. Of course, those who have made a big impact. This award was actually suggested during the Ultimate Warrior's own WWE Hall of Fame speech. It's unclear who will win the 2023 Warrior Award at the WWE Hall of Fame. That name was not yet revealed in the report. They do know that WWE is planning to give another award this year. It is interesting to note that the Warrior Award was initially suggested by the Ultimate Warriors to go to those people backstage in WWE who never received proper credit. Those influential names behind the scenes aren't the focus of the award, but the company is still presenting it to worth individuals who show the spirit of the war. Spirit of the warrior. That's very nice of them to do that. I mean, you don't see too many companies doing that. WWE could honor a former referee this year for the first time ever. That referee is said to be one the entire industry loved, and it's unclear who that will be, but names like Tim White have certainly floated around. Of course, there used to be a mandate against inducting referees. Dana Warrior is still with WWE as part of the community relations department. She doesn't appear on camera very often, but it's nice to see her at the WWE Hall of Fame this year. That's what Ringside News says anyway. I mean, it is. I mean, I agree. That's y'all's take on the Warrior Award at the WWE Hall of Fame. WWE holding big tryouts this week. It was said that they were holding tryouts. So it said that ESPN reported that former Clemson quarterback Kelly Bryan and former Baylor basketball player Mark Patel will be among the current and former college athletes set to try out with WWE this week. I don't know who they are. They don't sound familiar. The names don't ring a bell to me at all. It was also reported that a total of 50 participants, 26 women and 24 men, will be partaking in the tryouts, with potential contracts being given out at the end of this week. The participants trying out represent 37 schools and 13 sports, with football being the largest group for the men and track and field being the largest contingent for the women. Apart from the above mentioned names, the tryouts are set to feature other prominent college athletes such as ex-Oklahoma linebacker Caleb Keller, former Oregon State linebacker Kyrie Fisher Morris, former Baylor track star Morgan Stewart, all Mountain West track honorees Brianna Convention and Cass EBV. It's good to see some of those young college athletes get the opportunity to try out for the WWE. Let's see who gets a WWE contract at the end of the week. Playoffs thoughts on this story? Let me know. Cody Rhodes explains why he is jealous of Roman Reigns. Now, the American Nightmare never got the chance to work backstage with his father in NXT. It seems it's still something that stings in his case all these years later. Dusty Rhodes has been the focal point of Rhodes' feud with Roman Reigns. The focus should have been on Cody Rhodes himself and not on Dusty Rhodes. Clearly, in order to anger Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns has brought up that he and Dusty worked closely together and has said that Dusty never mentioned his son. While speaking to AP News, Cody Rhodes addressed seeing the effort his father made with the likes of Roman Reigns and others in NXT. Rhodes admitted that he was very jealous of those who got to work with his father. Shoot, somebody got to work with my father, I'd be jealous too. I don't blame him. Says in that quote, when he passed away, Dusty's kids was something that I heard a lot about. Man, damn, me and Cody Rhodes can relate. His father passed away, my father passed away. Man, what a connection me and Cody Rhodes have. My goodness. And Dusty's kids was something that I heard a lot because his influence and legacy were being spread out. That was a static being taunted, basically. Bayley, Sasha Banks, Becky, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, the core ones were all doing better than I was. It wasn't something I could complain about or throw a tantrum over because they were honoring him, says Cody Rhodes. And then he continues to say, it almost felt like they were honoring him more than I was, and there's jealousy and envy that comes with it. I would have loved to have done a promo class or been around a ring with my father. I got a far different education from him than they did. End quote. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns will defend his titles against Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania Sunday this weekend. Like I said, it doesn't matter who wins as long as Chapter 2 begins with the downfall of the bloodline. Are you guys excited for WrestleMania 39? Do you guys think Cody Rhodes will finally put an end to Roman Reigns' title reign? Sound off in the live chats. Carmella experiencing apparent issue as WWE replaces her at WrestleMania. During Wrestling Zone Radio, Dave Meltzer spoke about the current WrestleMania card. And one team they added to the women's tag four-way match this week. While it wasn't noted what the issue is exactly, but it seems that something caused WWE to replace Carmella. Says here, and I quote, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville ended up being final team, which tells you something went on with Carmella. Because Carmella and Chelsea Green were supposed to be a team. So Sonya Deville was a sub for that match. And quote, hopefully Carmella isn't dealing with anything terrible that will keep her out of action for long. She's been through a lot over the past year. She really has. And missing WrestleMania probably isn't something she wants to happen at all. But what if I tell you that Carmella will be in Los Angeles? Because there's some news on Carmella. There's some news on Carmella being at Los Angeles for WrestleMania 39. We're going to go over that later. WWE changed a lot of stuff for WrestleMania lineup this weekend. Speaking of WrestleMania this week. Ringside News exclusively reported in January that WWE decided on their WrestleMania card. Apart from a mixed Bray Wyatt match, it seems that they are keeping what they mapped out. Of course they are. Nothing surprises me at all about what WWE does. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that WWE changed a bunch of stuff when it came to the WrestleMania lineup. They haven't announced every match for each show yet, but the company is apparently working on things. Says here, and I quote, a bunch of stuff changed. This last week, I know Hell in a Cell was on Sunday, says the Wrestling Observer Radio's Dave Meltzer. Don't know if I want to believe that or not, but anyways, end quote. That's just me saying that. Don't know if I want to believe that or not. WWE has a couple of days to go before WrestleMania. So they could always swap things around a bit before the show of shows. The card seems locked into place. Are you sure? I don't know, man. I don't know. I find that hard to believe. I mean, why is Bray Wyatt on the card? I mean, clearly it's not an illness issue. Clearly it's got something to do, a lot to do with Vince McMahon. I guess all we have to do is wait. It's clear that Bobby Lashley is getting a different opponent. It's clear that Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt's not happening. Hopefully it'll be a big weekend. Hopefully both WrestleMania pay-per-views, both nights 1 and 2 will deliver. Two of the worst matches are going to be the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match and Omos versus Brock Lesnar. Those are the only two matches that are going to undeliver. Those are the only two matches that are going to be two of the worst matches of the entire card. Everything else is going to deliver spot on. I'm confident. Confident it will. With Triple H in charge of creative. Yeah, that part. He has creative control, obviously. Jay White has a big decision to make between WWE and AEW. Oh, really? Man, I can't hardly wait to go over this news report. This is probably false, maybe. I don't know. It sounds factual, somewhat, I guess. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer broke down Jay White's current situation. At this point, he wants to make a move back to the USA. Also, WWE and AEW are both interested. Now it just depends on who offers him the best deal. Says here, and I quote from Dave Meltzer, I don't know where he'll go. It's between WWE and AEW, last thing I heard. But that was 2 weeks ago. It was 50-50. It's hard to say when that's the thing, you know. It just depends on who's got the best plans, who offers the best money. Could be WWE if Tony Khan wants him. It could be AEW. I think WWE would be a good fit for him. AEW's got too many stars right now. They do not need any more stars. They got enough mega stars on their roster as it is now. I feel like adding Jay White there is going to mess up. It's going to mess up things. I don't know. I really generally feel like them signing Jay White for AEW is going to mess up things. And then half of the talent's not going to get TV time again. You know what I'm saying? No. I can see Jay White going to WWE. AEW is not going to work. AEW is not going to work. Same with Brian Cage, right? I can see Brian Cage going to WWE as well. A lot of AEW talent are heading for WWE. Even Wardlow. Remember when I went over that news that there was belief that Willow is going to be going to WWE after that poor booking? Yeah, he's definitely heading there. Jay White completely separated himself from New Japan Pro Wrestling, both by contract and creative angle. He lost a loser leaves Japan match to Hikaru. And a changing of the guard moment happened in the Bullet Club as Davis Finley was brought in to replace White. Now, that was a very interesting situation because WWE could have a bona fide star in Jay White. Could, maybe. Nah, they will. But they will also have to educate their fans quickly, too. Perhaps debuting him on a huge stage like WrestleMania could always jumpstart that process. Maybe. But it's anyone's guess what will go down in SoFi Stadium. Anything could happen, man. Anything could happen, bro. Anything can happen. You know what? I'm about to tell you guys something really, really good. Here is what I'm pitching. Here is what I'm thinking. Here's what I think might possibly happen at WrestleMania. I just came up with a good freaking full solution. So here's my prediction. Here's my first prediction. My first prediction is this is going to be good. Listen to this. My first prediction is that Cody goes over Roman at WrestleMania 39 and is celebrating his win among much fanfare. Confetti, pyro, and bang. He gets blindsided by Jay White, who hits a Blade Runner, leaves Cody laying somehow. At the same time, a fallen Roman Reigns gets a beatdown from Solo Sikoa, who will now challenge him for leadership of the Bloodline. And there you have it. And then both participants have been instantly set up with new programs going into SummerSlam, and it debuts Jay White in a very strong way. Now, they can then bring up Cody's past association with Bullet Club as a motive. They can then have the OC with a decision to make, follow Jay White or stick with AJ. All kinds of options there, man. I'm telling you right now. And even if he chooses WWE, he will probably have to go to WWE for a while and then jump shift to the main roster. Maybe. It's not a bad deal if it's Ego 11, though. All right, I'm just throwing it out there. My second prediction is that maybe the Usos lose the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships and Roman Reigns retains over Cody Rhodes, and that starts the downfall of the Bloodline storyline with Roman Reigns as the only one that's champion, and the Usos with no tag titles, and Solo Sikoa with no title. They look at Roman Reigns as the only one that's WWE Undisputed Champion. And they start to see and realize that he's using them. And they turn on Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns will be by himself on his own. And then that moves Cody Rhodes on to something else, hopefully, after WrestleMania. If Cody Rhodes loses. It doesn't matter who wins, as long as they start Chapter 2 with the downfall of the Bloodline storyline, man. I think WWE would be on the right track. as legitimately as long as they start with the downfall of the Bloodline storyline, they would legitimately be right on track. That continues this Bloodline storyline right there. The Bloodline storyline's not open, man. I'm telling you. It's going to continue after WrestleMania. Whether people like it or not, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just you wait. The turn on Roman Reigns is going to happen. You have to wait. You got to wait. Patience is the key, man. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa are not going to turn on Roman Reigns yet. Not yet. I could see that happening at SummerSlam, honestly. I could see it happening at SummerSlam. Given that after WrestleMania hopefully starts the Chapter 2 downfall of the Bloodline. I could see all the members of the Bloodline turning on their leader, Roman Reigns, at SummerSlam. I could see it happening there. I can see it happening there. I think that's where it should happen. Honestly. That's just my opinion. I think that's where it should happen. It makes sense. It makes sense. It really does. It makes sense for Solo Sikoa, Jimmy, and Jey Uso to turn on Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. It really does. Because then after WrestleMania, you can start the downfall of the Bloodline storyline. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it creatively makes sense, legitimately. So we'll see. It doesn't matter who wins as long as they go with that chapter, that storyline. That is legitimately one of the reasons of why I said it doesn't matter who wins that title, who wins both of those titles, who wins the match. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now back to this news on Jay White having big decision to make between WWE and AEW. Back to the news on Jay White. The Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer broke down Jay White's current situation. And I want to go over this with you guys again because I don't think anybody understands. So it says again, I'm going to read it again. It says here that I don't know where he'll go, says Dave Meltzer. And then he says that it's between WWE and AEW, last I heard. But that was 2 weeks ago. It was 50-50. It's hard to say when that's the thing. You know, it just depends on who's got the best plans, who offers the best money. Could be WWE. But if Tony Khan wants him, it could be AEW. Now, my first prediction, I'm going to explain it again. My first prediction could be Cody Rhodes going over Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 39, celebrating the win among much fanfare, confetti, pyro, bang. He gets blindsided by Jay White, who hits a Blade Runner, leaps Cody Lang. At the same time, a fallen Roman Reigns gets a beatdown from Solo Sikoa, who will now challenge him for a leadership of the Bloodline. And then both participants have been instantly set up with new programs going into SummerSlam, and it debuts Jay White in a very strong way. They can then bring up Cody's past association with Bullet Club as a motive. And they can then have the OC with a decision to make. Follow Jay White or stick with AJ. All kinds of options. And then, prediction number 2. They could have Roman Reigns retain his undisputed Universal Championships over Cody Rhodes to end their feud. And then it'll start Chapter 2, the downfall of the Bloodline storyline. So perhaps, maybe the episode of SmackDown after WrestleMania, we see the debut of Jay White, and maybe they can feud Jay White with Roman Reigns. Maybe we get a Jay White Roman Reigns feud in WWE. Have Jay White go babyface. Give Roman Reigns Jay White. Give us Roman Reigns versus Jay White for SummerSlam. That's what I'm thinking. Jay White versus Roman Reigns for SummerSlam, and Jay White debuts. Have Roman Reigns drop the WWE Championship to Jay White, and have Jay White become the new WWE. Whether it's WWE or Universal. Have him become either one of them. We know the Universal Championship is going to SmackDown. We all know that. So, have Jay White become the Universal Champion. If the Bloodline's going to be on SmackDown. If they don't get drafted to Raw. Have him become the Universal Champion, you know. And then, there you go. And then maybe that would be Roman Reigns' last match. And let Roman Reigns go to Hollywood and do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? But to me, honestly, I'm just going with whoever wins the match. It doesn't matter who wins the match to me. As long as they start to downfall the Bloodline storyline, man. That's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me. Never mind the predictions. That's all that matters to me. I think going with the downfall of the Bloodline storyline makes 100% perfect sense. It really does. They're doing such a good job with the storyline. I really don't want to see the storyline go downhill. I really don't. People are saying they're getting bored with it. Well, people like me are not getting bored with it. I'm enjoying it. It's the greatest storyline in all WWE right now. These geeks online, they got to be out of their minds. They got to be out of their damn minds, man, really. To be saying that this feud is boring. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't want to hear it. I really don't. So, I have some bad WWE news. And this involves the righteous, Vince and Dutch. WWE has apparently decided against signing former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I wonder if this had to do with Vince McMahon. No shit. Probably ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. I 100% believe it had something to do with Vince McMahon. But them not signing Vincent and Dutch, not bringing them in. This news could be false for all we know. We'll have to find out. Because it is said that Vincent and Dutch, known as the Righteous, in Ring of Honor, were part of the crowd during that episode of the show. It was added that they were also part of the WWE Performance Center tryouts. Vincent and Dutch are former Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. They won the titles at Ring of Honor Final Battle 2021, but lost them to Dalton, Castle, and the Boys at Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor 2022. Vincent went on to compete for Impact Wrestling. Nobody watches that shit, man. Nobody watches Impact. Nobody gives a fuck about Impact. If you watch Impact, you are the reasons why. You are the reasons why nobody likes you. You are the reasons why the shows are failing. Legitimately. Anyhow, Vincent went on to compete for Impact Wrestling in the Honor No More storyline after Ring of Honor went on hiatus and was eventually purchased by Tony Khan. Dutch has remained active on the indies. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer was asked whether Vince and Dutch ended up signing with WWE. Meltzer simply noted that, unfortunately, WWE decided against signing him. Yeah, right. Who are you to get me to believe that? I don't believe it. You know what? I'm going to say it. I'm just going to flat out say it. I don't believe this news. I don't believe this for a solitary second. I really don't. I don't believe this. I really don't believe it. I really don't believe it, man. This sounds absolutely sus, if you know what I mean. Holy shit, this sounds fucking absolutely sus. Are you serious? He asked and that's what someone told him, man? Really? Bray is MIA. No comment. Nothing confirmed. All mystery. Wow, man. Sounds like a Vince McMahon thing. Sounds like Vince McMahon's behind it. Has Vince McMahon sus written all over it. Literally, everyone else that is injured announces it, and their spot is filled. Alexa Bliss is clear to return. And they totally swear that Vincent and Dutch just got as far as being on TV. WWE had no interest. Meanwhile, check this out. Meanwhile, they both and Eric are cryptic posting away and mentioning WWE way too much. Way too much. This situation is suspect as fuck, man. Like, really. It really is. No shit. Not 100%, man, but that's a lot of coincidence, man. This has a lot to do with Vince McMahon, man. No question about it. Vince McMahon is absolutely behind this shit. Vince McMahon and his administration, whoever is on his side, he's behind this shit. Clearly. This is a Vince McMahon decision. This is not a Triple H decision. This was not a Triple H decision to decide to go against signing Vince and Dutch. This was an absolute Vince decision. I don't care what the simps online have to say. This was Vince McMahon's decision. I don't care what these low-life journalists and podcasters have to say about my opinion. I don't care. I don't care. I don't, man. Really. Bray Wyatt is all right. Remember, I showed you that photo of Bray Wyatt and that fan posing beside him in that photo outside. That photo of Bray Wyatt and his fan and his WWE, his biggest WWE fan, right there is evidence that Bray Wyatt is not suffering from an illness. Bray Wyatt smiling, giving people handshakes, enjoying his day. That is a sign that he has no illness. Clearly. I've seen photos of him surfacing. He doesn't have no illness. So clearly WWE is covering up something. That's what that tells me. That tells me that WWE is absolutely covering up something. And WWE are absolutely mentally dumb. And B, they don't know how to book or use Bray Wyatt on TV. That's it. Creatively lazy is what they are. Really. Absolutely lazy. Wow, man. You mean to tell me Vince McMahon doesn't like overweighted wrestlers? He doesn't like watching overrated wrestlers on TV. Wow. That doesn't surprise me at all. Why do you think he released Keith Lee, Ember Moon, and Bronson Reed? They were, to Vince and Bruce, in their vision, they were overweighted. They were fat. You don't think I know? Oh, but you guys don't think I know this stuff. You don't think I know this stuff, though, do you? I ain't stupid. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly the reason why Bray Wyatt's kept off TV. Vince doesn't like overweight wrestlers. He doesn't like seeing overweight wrestlers succeed on TV. He doesn't even give a fuck about women's wrestling. Nonetheless, my God, man. I hope they get Vince. I hope the Detroit Police and Fire Department sue Vince McMahon again. Get him out! He's got to go. He's got to get out of there, man. I don't like Vince McMahon looming in the shadows in WWE. I just don't like that feeling, man. It feels weird. Get him out of there, dude. His face looks ugly, bumpy, looks like a fucking crocodile. Jesus Christ, get him out of there. That 77-year-old demented, get that 77-year-old demented old fuck out of there. Get him out of there, man. He's got to go. He's got to go. If he regains creative control, he's going to make WWE a living hell. He's going to make it worse than what it was during the pandemic. He's got to go. Really. I cannot stand seeing the news on Vince McMahon. It makes me want to take my laptop and throw it out the window. Seriously. Makes me want to punch a glass. Legitimately. Every day I get on here, all I see is news on this. News on Vince this. News on Vince did that. News on Vince this. This, that, this. God. I'll be glad when there's no more news on Vince McMahon. There's nosy game. It sounds annoying. WWE sale process getting hot and heavy. Oh, great. That's another thing that's going to at least concern our worries. That's another thing that we got to fear now. The freaking sale process. Oh, great. I can't hardly wait. Oh. This is going to be bad for WWE if a sale is really happening. Which we all know it shouldn't be happening. But that's according to Wrestling Observer and Fightful. Give me a break. Saudi Arabia is reportedly in the running to buy WWE. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Oh, man. They legitimately are saying, Ringside News is legitimately saying that Saudi Arabia is reportedly in the running to buy WWE. Are you fucking kidding me? If they buy WWE, it is going to be worse than fucking tigers and lions fighting on the fucking goddamn wildlife. It's going to be worse than cheetahs, and it's going to be worse than a talking cheetah and in a boxing ring, dude. Oh my God. This shit is going to suck if Saudi Arabia buys WWE. This is going to be an absolute complete gore fest if this happens. It's going to be a complete disaster from the word go. There are a couple other possible buyers. Oh, great. Oh, great. I can't wait not to get excited. Such as Endeavor have already reportedly pulled out of the situation. I don't blame them. Good on them, probably because of crazy old lazy Vince. I mean, they know about the allegations. They know about the lawsuits. They know about the police and fire departments in Detroit suing Vince McMahon. They know about it. There's even reports saying that Vince McMahon is still being sued by the fire and police departments of Detroit. Still being sued. Still being sued. Good. Get him out of there, man. Good. Get him out of there. The fire and police departments of Detroit needs to get him out of there, dude. Get him out of there. Somebody. I can't stand hearing the name Vince McMahon. Get him out of there. They can get Bruce out of there too while they're at it. Bruce doesn't need to be looming in WWE because he seems to be doing something suspicious in the shadows as well. There are apparently a couple of interested buyers who will like to acquire WWE. I wonder what those buyers are. Because it says here that the popular financial MSNBC show, Squawk. What the fuck is that? Squawk. What is Squawk? No, I didn't say squirt. Get your minds out of the gutter. On the Street Aloud host, David Faber. Whatever the fuck that name is. Whatever the fuck his last name is. My God, I'm about to start laughing, man. This is a hilarious article, man. Bunch of comedians, whoever wrote this article. Host David Faber, who shares some insight. He confirmed the reports that we've heard that their area, a couple of serious buyers, and this will be a pretty good sales process. You guys are a bunch of comedians, man. No, it's not. It's not going to be a pretty good sales process. It's going to be a bad process. I hope it fails. I hope our sale process fails. We don't need a sale. Get it out of your minds, man. We don't need a sale. Says here, and I quote, from what I'm hearing, at least from people familiar with the situation, it's shaping up to be a pretty good sale process. Yeah, sure thing. Sure, it's gonna be a pretty good thing. Sure. I think they're fucking slick, man. We ain't stupid. We all know it's not happening. Some people are saying it's pretty hot and heavy, and those who are so doubtful that you'd get to a sale at the end seem less so. I'm about to take the word sale and freaking shove it out the freaking window, or shove it on top of my TV stand and then smash it with shoe with my freaking boots. I can't even stand hearing the word sale. Seriously. No, seriously, guys, I can't stand it. End quote. There are a couple of potential buyers, and things might get very interesting. No, they're not. I'm not believing that. Not believing it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to. It says in the end, Faber noted that a key here, though, remains McMahon's real willingness to sell. After all, it is Vince McMahon's company. I don't give a damn if it's Vince McMahon's company. Triple H is in WWE creative. He has lawsuits against him. He's being sued. You don't think that scares Vince McMahon? Why do you think he's selling the company now? He knows he has those lawsuits, and he knows he's being sued by the Detroit Fire and Police Department. He knows it. That's why he's doing it. He doesn't want nobody, and another reason why he's doing it, because he doesn't want nobody running the company like he did when he was in charge. He feels like Triple H is not running it like him. That's why he's selling the company. That's the reason why he's selling the company right there. I just told you. So don't ask. Don't ask. What is y'all's take on WWE sale? What is y'all's take? Let me know. I want to know y'all's opinion on this, man. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. Panama. World famous DJ will perform live at WrestleMania 39. I can't wait to find out who that is. Probably a DJ we don't recognize or we never heard of. Because it says Valentino Khan. Valentino Khan, it says. That name does not ring a bell. Sure enough. Never heard of him. A world-renowned DJ hailing from Los Angeles has recently announced that he will be performing at WrestleMania 39. It's a he. I definitely don't recognize him. That name does not ring a bell. Valentino Khan. Sí, arriba. Sounds like a Hispanic. Sounds like a Hispanic, man. The announcement was made in a video featuring The Miz, where the two discussed their Hollywood connections and how their paths were intersecting at WrestleMania 39. Says here, and I quote, "I'm DJing WrestleMania in my hometown of LA, just like I'm DJing gonna be fucking mad if WWE gets sailed. If WWE goes on sale. If WWE sails to Saudi Arabia, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad, and there's going to be hell to pay." Yeah, DJ that. Like The Miz and I, it said, are gonna get real Hollywood. WrestleMania. See you April 1st and 2nd at SoFi Stadium. We're gonna be seeing you, all right. Yeah, fucking break this shit. End quote. This will not be the first time that Khan, and notice his last name is Khan, no relation to Tony Khan, no relation to Nick Khan, no relation to Tony Khan's dad either. Ah! Oh man, it's hilarious that his last name is Khan, man. It really is. Oh shit. Man, I'm just finding out some real funny ass fucking serious shit, man. It said that this will not be the first time that Khan has made an appearance at a WWE live event. In fact, he already made history by being the first DJ to perform at WWE Slam in 2021. It's not Tony Khan. He's not a DJ. He's the president of AEW. Get your heads out of it. Don't confuse yourself. His electrifying performance at the event received rave reviews from both wrestling and music fans alike. Khan's upcoming performance at WrestleMania 39 has already created a buzz in both the music and wrestling world. Fans are excited to see what he will bring to the events and how his music will add, put it that way, to the already intense atmosphere of WrestleMania. I can see and ka-ching, because nobody has a damn clue who this DJ is. Nobody has a damn clue who Valentino Khan is. Who is Valentino Khan? Never heard of him. Sorry. Not gonna be excited. I'd rather drink my cold beverage. I'd rather drink my cold beverage listening to rock and hip hop music than to listen to a fucking DJ that we don't even fucking know. That we never even heard of before. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about it. If you don't like what I said, go watch somebody else. With his platinum selling status, an impressive resume, or should I say resume rather, it is no surprise that Khan was chosen to perform at such a high-level event. His unique sound and ability to get crowds moving have made him a highly sought-after DJ. That doesn't mean we've heard of him. We never heard of him. We don't know what he does. He does music. That's all we know. We don't know anything else about him. And he has played at some of the biggest music festivals around the world. As the first DJ to perform at both WWE SummerSlam and WrestleMania, Valentino Khan is making history and proving that the worlds of music and wrestling can intersect in exciting and unexpected ways. Fans of both industries will undoubtedly be tuning in to see his performance at WrestleMania 39. I wouldn't be surprised if both industries don't tune in to see his music. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be laughing. Then that's when I'll be pushing that long porn instant button. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Don't you guys act like you don't know what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If Valentino Khan miserably fails, if his performance miserably fails at WrestleMania 39, I am going to be the first one to tell you, I told you so. And then, guess what? Guess what? I'm going to be playing this. If his performance fails. Probably will. Given that, A, we never heard of him, and B, I mean, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Nobody cares about the DJ beating it. We just care about the show and the matches. That's all we care about. It's as simple as I can make it. Nobody cares. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that volume up. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. They act like Valentino Khan is some famous music and the fuck out of here with this shit, man. This piece of shit information, man. What the Man, they really are some comedians, man. They really is. Seriously. Man. WWE rejects Ronda Rousey's idea to use thumbtacks during match. Rey Mysterio confirms his plan to retire from WWE. There's another news article on Ronda Rousey that I'm going to go over later. First, we're going to go over the news on Rey Mysterio. There's some more WWE news on him. Rey Mysterio dedicated more than 30 years of his life to the industry and gained a lot of respect from fans and peers alike. Of course he has. Why would he? Why would he not? Right after that, he will be squaring off against his son, Dominic Mysterio, in a highly personal match. Now, speaking with Wish 2 News, the 48-year-old Hall of Famer admitted that he will likely retire before he reaches the age of 50. If he sticks to that number. He probably will. Says here, and I quote, "I've always had this number in mind. It just keeps getting higher and higher every single time, just because how great my body has been feeling and overall. How since my schedule slimmed down, I feel like this energetic person that loves to go in there and perform on a once-a-week basis. Just brings out a different type of energy. But I had 5-0, 50 was the number that I said I was. I cannot, and I don't think I will go past it. But to be able to be inducted and given such a prestige honor of being part of the Hall of Fame, says Rey Mysterio. It's like the ultimate in your career. You always think that, hoping that one day when you retire, that offer is presented to you. But here it is, you know. I've been somewhat of the peak of my career. Maybe because I still feel great. I feel like I can compete on the level of other superstars, but overall, it's just a dream come true." End quote. Rey Mysterio set to square off against his son Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania 39. Had to see whether the Master 619 will be able to win the match in the end. Edge confirms he rejected offer from another company before making WWE return. I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give you the answer already. Fuck it. I'm just going to give you the whole answer. He rejected an offer from the company known as All Elite Wrestling, AEW. Yep. I said it. AEW. Moreover, Edge's miraculous return him end up somewhere else as well. It was reported that the Rated R superstar received an offer to join the rival promotion, AEW, in 2019. Edge decided to return to the company that made him a household name in the business. He recently revealed his thought process upon receiving an offer to work outside WWE in an interview with Sportsnet 590 The Fan. He says here, and I quote, "There was an opportunity to leave WWE again. It's where I spent my entire career outside of the Indies. This year will be my 25th year with WWE since my television debut. Just having been there so long and understanding how it works, understanding the machine that it is. There's something to be said for that. There's also something to be said for trying something new and exciting. A new set of faces, a new way for the way things work. I've always been a loyalist," says Edge, "though in terms of that company. It's what I grew up watching. And where I always wanted to get to. What it comes down to is where I think I can have the most." End quote. I could have been for multiple too. Finn Balor in a hell match at WrestleMania 39. With Balor turned to bring his demon to the cell. Well, I suspect that Edge would resurface, or should I say, Edge would resurrect the road version of himself to counter Balor's demanding antics at the show of shows. That is going to be awesome. Could you imagine them adding that to the game? I don't even think they have the Demon Finn Balor in the game. They should put those gimmicks as DLCs in the game. They should. The purple Demon Finn Balor, red Demon Finn Balor. They should really consider that. The Edge did the right thing by turning down AEW. Will he bring the broad version of himself at WrestleMania? Sound off in the comments, everybody. One thing's for sure, he's not doing a program with Christian because Christian is never returning to the WWE. Let's make that clear. In case anybody thinks that Edge is doing a program with Christian. WWE Backlash in Puerto Rico is a 100% sellout. The company announced that WWE Backlash will take place in San Juan, Puerto Rico on May 6th after the WrestleMania pay-per-view. It will be the first time in so many years that WWE will be hosting a show in Puerto Rico. Furthermore, the hometown celebrity Bad Bunny was also announced as the host of WWE Backlash. Above all, due to the overwhelming response for pre-sale tickets. WWE made a decision to treat its Puerto Rican fans by scheduling the final SmackDown at the same location as Backlash. However, it seems like that response and recent numbers have indicated massive success for the event. The tickets for WWE Backlash have not been available for many days now, hinting at a sellout show by WrestleTix. However, the site did list that some tickets for the SmackDown show might still be available. They said here, and I quote, WWE Backlash and San Juan PR looks to have sold out, as there hasn't been any single or multiple tickets available for this event for many days now. The screenshot below represents a few seats available for the SmackDown map. Same map used for Backlash. It's unclear if every section is being used on this map. A reader noted me says WrestleTix. The reader noted to me that he saw seats being sold behind the stage with me, which implies they will have a smaller stage. So you know what? More of the arena. I'll wait until I find out more before posting an estimate. But if they use the section, this map has 18,181 seats. Nothing definitive is up on StubHub yet for this. On the page for this event, it says the map isn't complete. On StubHub, SmackDown still has seats left. Unfortunately, you can only see the seats available by selecting a quantity of best available. So there is no way to tell how many are left yet. Hoping this changes at some point. Other maps for this venue show. What's left in its entirety on the map. More to go. End quote. For Puerto Rican fans who haven't been actively engaged by WWE lately, this will be a massive event in their hometown with their boy, Bad Bunny, as the host. WWE Backlash will take place in Puerto Rico on May 6, 2023. Are you guys excited about WWE Backlash? Do you think the event is already sold out? I'm actually happy about this, believe it or not. I mean, you guys should be too. Goes to show you that Triple H is doing something right. He's always been doing stuff right. Always. And that shows you that Triple H is still, that should be enough to tell you right there that Triple H is still in control of creative. Monday Night Raw viewership sees boost for Go Home Show episode before WrestleMania 39. Why? Now, does it deserve to go up? Yes. For the simple fact that the only best things of the entire show were Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, Becky Lynch versus Io Sky, and the promos. The promos. Those were the best things on the show. So yes, the Raw Monday Night Raw viewership deserves to go up. To some capacity. Yes, it does. To some extent. To an extent, it does. Now, hold on a second. Because this number is huge. This number is absolutely fucking huge. This number of viewers they got. Now, according to WrestleNomics, the March the 27th episode of Raw brought in an overnight viewership of
1,843,000
viewers with a 53 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Let's repeat that again. Let's repeat that again. Because that's a big number. That's a huge number. The March the 27th episode of Monday Night Raw legitimately brought in an overnight viewership of
1,843,000
viewers with a .53 in the 1849 demographic. Huge. That's a lot. That's a lot. 1,843,000? What? No way. How? March the 20th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1.771 million viewers with a .55 in the 18 to 49 demographic. March the 13th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1.705 million viewers with a .53 in the 18 to 49 demographic. March the 6th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an average of 1.852 million viewers with a .528 in the 18 to 49 demographic. February 27th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1,768,000 viewers with a .51 in the 18 to 49 demographic. The February the 20th episode of Monday Night Raw brought an overnight average of 106,000. 2,106,000. 2,106,000 viewers with a .56 in the 18 to 49 demographic. February 13th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in 1.8 million viewers with a .47 in the 18 to 49 demographic. February the 6th episode of Monday Night Raw brought in an overnight average of 1,866,000 viewers with a .55 in the 18 to 49 demographic. Let's see how WWE scores in the months to come. Breakside News is going to keep an eye on things. They're going to keep an eye on the Monday Night Raw viewership just like I am. I'm going to keep an eye on all the viewership. Roxanne Perez cleared to defend her title at NXT Stand Deliver. There it is, folks. To the Roxanne Perez fans, there's the news you've been waiting for. Hope you're happy. You can thank yours truly. Roxanne Perez said doctors were able to determine the cause of her exhaustion. Shawn Michaels said he won't book Roxanne in the ladder match at Stand Deliver because she was not in the best place mentally. After a bit of convincing, however, Mr. WrestleMania added Roxanne for the April 1st Premium Live event. Roxanne Perez will defend her NXT Women's Championship in a 6-way ladder match at Stand Deliver against Zoe Stark, Dalton, Tiffany Stratton, Lyra Valkyrie, and one other opponent. The 6th and final competitor will be determined in a 3-way match between Indy Hartwell, Soroka, and Ivy Nile, it said. That's what it said. That's what it said. Now, what if I tell you that it ended up being Indy Hartwell? There's some news on WWE making final additions to NXT Stand Deliver card, because it says here that WWE will present their biggest show of the year, Stand and Deliver, from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles on Saturday, April 1st. I know the complete lineup for the upcoming Premium Live event as much as Ringside News does. So, WWE determined the 5th and final competitor in the North American Championship match at Stand Deliver. Exam won the 20-man battle royal after he eliminated Nathan Frazier in the closing moments of the match. Exam will face defending champion Wes Lee and challengers Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Ilja Dragunov. Or Ilja Dragunov, rather. Ilja Dragunov. Plus, Roxanne Perez will make her in-ring debut at Stand Deliver to defend the NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez appeared during NXT to reveal she's been medically cleared to compete. The champion will defend the title against challengers Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, and Lyra Valkyrie. Lyra Valkyrie in a ladder match. So apparently, Indy Hartwell won't be in the match. Maybe she won't be in the match. Finally, Johnny Gargano will face Grayson Waller in an unsanctioned match. The arrogant Aussie signed the contract for the matchup during NXT. Gargano appeared from behind to attack Waller. 2-man brawl all over the place. But they said there was a triple threat match to determine the 6th member. So I'm thinking Indy Hartwell is in the match. Maybe Ringside News got the reports wrong. I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. They forgot. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Ringside News forgot that Indy Hartwell was added to the match. That's what it was. That's what happened. Ringside News forgot that Indy Hartwell was in the match. Meanwhile, I knew that Indy Hartwell was in the match. Because it originally said that they originally said that the female talents that were going to be in the match were Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, and Lyra Valkyrie. I said, well, hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me Indy Hartwell not going to be in the match? But then it came back to me, and I realized that Ringside News made a huge mistake. They did not put Indy Hartwell on their list. They didn't put Indy Hartwell in the paragraph. In their writing, they didn't put Indy Hartwell. So it's not my fault. I knew Indy Hartwell was in the match. I knew. Okay. I didn't get nothing wrong. They did, not me. So you can blame them. So that's pretty much everything I just went over is pretty much the card. The NXT Women's Tag Team Championship will be defended. JC University versus Scasm in an 8-person mixed tag team match for control of Chase University. I don't even know why that match is happening. What is that match on the card for? All right, going on to the next WWE Thursday morning news. WWE talent fear that Vince McMahon is back in creative. No shit. I don't blame him. You see how Vince McMahon did WWE, cost them a lot of money. Then sexual misconduct and scandals called up to him, which led to him getting fired. And then the board of directors, higher-ups, voted him back in. I don't know why they did that. That was dumb. Dumb move by them to do that. Knowing he's going to ruin WWE again, knowing he doesn't give a fuck about the women's division, knowing he only cares about himself, the money, and his stupid political agenda. A recent report by Sean Rossap behind Fightful's paywall highlighted concerns amongst WWE backstage talent regarding the return of Vince McMahon to the company. Regarding the return of Vince McMahon to the company. This is because talent have noticed an increase in last-minute rewrites and adjustments to previously laid out creative ideas. This has led talent to question McMahon's involvement in creative decisions. These concerns have had a noticeable impact on morale among WWE talent backstage, with some feeling uneasy about the changes being made to creative ideas. In fact, the concerns have been so openly discussed that they have even made their way to the locker room of rival wrestling promotion AEW. It should be noted that there has been no confirmation at this point that McMahon is directly involved in creative decisions beyond potentially giving input to Triple H, which he had already informed talent could happen. However, despite WWE representatives denying that Vince McMahon is involved in creative, the concerns persist among backstage talent. McMahon's appearance backstage may have been more complicated than initially assumed as well, says Ringside News. And they think it's still likely that Triple H is the one calling the shots in WWE creative. I find that very, very positively 100% to believe. I believe that. I don't want to believe it, but I do. WWE's potential buyers want to bring back Stephanie McMahon. Okay. And why? Now, in fact, quite a few fans, says Ringside News, has started to believe that Stephanie McMahon's exit may have something to do with the potential sale of the company to the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, or Saudi Arabia, whatever. That being said, there was absolutely no truth to this behalf. There's no truth to this belief at all. As previously reported, WWE's current sale process is getting hot and heavy. According to Sean Rossap behind Fightful's paywall, WWE's potential buyers want to hire back Stephanie McMahon. And I quote, there were actually numerous sources related to rumored buyers who said that Stephanie McMahon could be a desired return. One source said Disney said these companies are doing their due diligence. They are following news cycles regardless of their public levels of interest. They're aware of the things that would make audience and staff. She seemed to bring a lot of positive to the company. The company's progression under Nick Khan was also played up. Ric Flair was also disappointed with Stephanie Cardore's exit, also raised flags with the company. She was also thought to be sick of pro wrestling before her resignation. Before her resign from the company. Wow, man. I wonder if people actually paid to read Sean Ross Sapp. I wonder if people actually legitimately paid to read Sean Ross Sapp make stuff up. I feel like Sean Ross Sapp is making this up. I really do. I really do. I really find it to believe. I really 100% find it to believe that he's making this up. And I wouldn't be surprised because people also pay Melzer, maybe. The guy claims, he says he knows what's going on. There are smarter guys than him that knows what's going on. That includes JD. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay? Seriously. I don't believe this news for a solitary second. I really don't. Moving on. WrestleMania 39 hits massive sponsorship revenue record. Yep, I'm not lying when I say WrestleMania 39 hits massive sponsorship revenue record, because it says that while speaking with the Associated Press, WWE Senior Vice President and Head of Global Sales and Partnerships, Craig Stimmel, highlighted the remarkable growth in the sponsorship revenue for WrestleMania. He revealed that the sponsorship revenue for the event has more than doubled and it crossed the 20 million mark, marking a new record for any WWE event. Previously in February, it was reported that sponsorship revenue for the event was between 14 million to 15 million, with top companies such as Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Pepsi, Take-Two, and Mars Sneakers being named as sponsors. These companies will be integrated into the show in various ways, such as match sponsorship. Stimmel also revealed that WWE had partnered with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, bringing back Sino emojis in partnership for WrestleMania 39. However, no official sponsorship match has been really announced yet, indicating that fans can expect even more surprises and excitement as the event draws closer. The fans eagerly await the event. Fans like myself and the wrestling community. It remains to be seen how the company will leverage the sponsorship opportunities to make the most out of the upcoming event. WWE talent have noticed strong indicators that Vince McMahon secretly returned to creative. I just went over a news article similar to that, so don't be surprised. Fightful, after all, were the ones that recently reported that there were concerns among talent that Vince McMahon could have a bigger hand in creative than has been let on. Though the Reeves have denied that Vince is involved. But we all know that's not true. It's a damn lie. He is. McMahon has claimed to those close to him that he's there to oversee either new TV rights, a sale, or both. However, there have been some red flags that have caused more concern for talent. Talent have noted that there are more rewrites the day of the show than usual under the Triple H regime. Seems like Vince McMahon is giving Triple H orders. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. That sounds sus to me. There have also been some strong indicators of characters and gimmicks being adjusted to a manner in which McMahon had previously preferred. Obviously a Vince McMahon move, obviously a Vince McMahon thing, that were relaxed or changed when Triple H took control. Some of these things have had an impact on morale. Talent have also mentioned that there has been extensive creative layout that was adjusted at the last minute. However, no talent we've heard, says Fightful, has outright been told Vince is involved beyond giving input. Man, give me a fucking break with this. End quote. Vince ran WWE for decades, and habits like that are hard to break. His entire life was WWE, and it has been difficult giving that up for another person to run. Whatever, man. I'm glad Vince is not running it. Give me a break. WWE is even outright telling talent that Vince McMahon is not back in any way. I hope that's the case, which is currently not, in my opinion. WWE is up for sale, and a new buyer might not want Vince McMahon involved in any way. Until that happens, the paranoia of Mr. McMahon's hand operating things behind the scenes might continue, says Ringside News. Wow. Wow, man. Wow. What did I just read? What did I just read, man? What did I just read? A true report or a false report? Can't tell. It looks like a true report. And you know what? Check this out. Let me tell you guys something. We're not stupid, okay? Nobody's stupid here. We all knew this shit 2 months ago. And if I was you guys, if I was everybody else, I would really, really keep your phones very close to you this weekend, because there's going to be a report that, oh, Vince is in LA, yada, yada, yada. Vince is that. Vince is doing this. Vince is doing that. So if Stadium, Vince McMahon is in Gorilla, I would pay somebody to take pictures of him sitting in the captain's chair where Triple H should be sitting back on it, bank on it. Here. Whatever. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break, man. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. And if you don't think Vince McMahon, the sexual predator, the 77-year-old demented old funk, is in charge of WWE, you guys got to be complete fucking idiots. Okay? You got to be complete assholes if you don't think that Vince McMahon is in charge of WWE. I mean, there's evidence to say that he is. I mean, just look at Rock versus Omos for an example. Rock versus Omos was a Vince McMahon decision. Theory versus John Cena, a Vince McMahon decision. Becky Lynch and Lita winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, a Vince McMahon decision. Sounds to me like he's in charge. Clearly. Bray Wyatt being kept off TV. Sounds like a Vince McMahon decision. It clearly tells you that he's in charge. He's back. He's somehow back. That doesn't tell you he's back, man. Then I'm going to need you to go look yourself in the mirror, man. Seriously. Seriously, man. And that does not bode well for WWE. Him looming in the shadows. Not good. Not good, man. Not fucking good at all. WWE's WrestleMania creative plans were locked down months before the event. Apparently. This was a final decision. That's the way I'm looking at it. Ringside News exclusively reported that WWE decided on their WrestleMania 39 card in January. It was months ahead of the show of shows, and now WWE CEO is confirming their exclusive report. WWE's new creative management came into effect after Vince McMahon retired from the company. He passed on his duties as head of creative to his son-in-law, WWE content officer, Triple H. Yeah, sure he did. Sure he did. He's still looming in the shadows, Vince McMahon is. Triple H's leadership has done an excellent job so far. They have completely revamped the television product, improved storylines and development of younger talent. Yes, all that he has done, definitely. And brought back many WWE top stars released earlier by Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard in their dumb administration. Moreover, the WWE president and CEO Nick Khan recently revealed that Triple H's regime is already months ahead of WrestleMania with their creative plans. He spoke about the same during an interview with the Heard with Colin Cord. Who the fuck is that? I don't know. This is what he said. He says, and I quote, "I don't believe anything Nick Khan is saying. So take this with either a grain of salt or take this as if Nick Khan is lying." He says here, and I quote, "Months in advance, months in advance. And if you said now, where is the creative team with their process? They are months ahead of WrestleMania. Obviously, a huge focus on Saturday and Sunday to make sure we can execute what the plan is. But they're months ahead, and they know that's the way it should be because 52 weeks a year, 3 to 4 programs a week. If you're not months ahead, you're going to get caught." End quote. I don't believe anything that comes out of Nick Khan's mouth. I really don't. Despite Vince McMahon returning to WWE as executive chairman, reports suggest that Triple H is still in charge of creative, with no interference from McMahon regarding any decisions. Pat McAfee confirms his WWE WrestleMania 39 status. That's what Ringside News says. That is what Ringside News says, man. Because it says that Pat McAfee was an instant hit with WWE fans for his amazing work as a commentator on Friday Night SmackDown. McAfee gave a new direction to the role and revolutionized it like no one else. Apart from that, the former NFL player was well inside the square circle. Moreover, Pat McAfee even competed at last year's WrestleMania in a match against Austin Theory and the chairman of WWE himself, the 77-year-old demented old fuck, Vince McMahon. However, McAfee left the promotion to join ESPN's Game Day as an analyst last year. Furthermore, WWE President and CEO Nick Khan confirmed during an interview with Andrew and John on the Marca Han and Orion Sports podcast that McAfee won't be a part of the WrestleMania festivities this year. It says here, and I quote, "We have no plans to have him there this weekend." Yeah, right. I don't believe this one either. He's 36 years old. Look at his relevancy factor when you talk to young children. That's something Vince McMahon and Bruce would say right out of the fucking gate. You know, Nick Khan is a Vince McMahon guy. I have two young children. When I talk to them, it's often McAfee. That's what's in the wheelhouse for them. Khan added. Khan's opinions and takes are so trash. They really are. I don't like them at all. He's looking to have good content home to be. Our hope is that he does more with us. End quote. While Pat McAfee continues to work for ESPN, he did make a one-off return to WWE. The NFL punter came back to the commentary desk at January's Royal Rumble event, joining Michael Cole and Corey Graves to call the action for the night, basically. More like Nick Khan is nothing more than the drizzling shit. Yeah, more like that. We have to wait and see if McAfee chooses to return to WWE in the future. Yeah, they are definitely lying here. And I don't even think Pat McAfee confirmed anything, to be honest. I'm just speaking truth here. A host revealed for 2023 Hall of Fame ceremony. This host happens to be Kayla Braxton because she took to Instagram to reveal that she will be the host of the WWE Hall of Fame this Friday in Los Angeles. Moreover, she even teased another important announcement regarding the ceremony of this week's WWE's The Bumps. I don't watch The Bump. I don't think anybody cares, but not trying to be rude, just being honest. Just being truthful here. It says here that so honored to be host of the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. I think she would fit good in to be a host in the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. Taking place this Friday night in Los Angeles. It gets even sweeter because tomorrow on WWE The Bump, we've got a very special Hall of Fame announcement you're not going to want to miss. I'm pretty sure everybody would rather watch NXT Stand and Deliver than watch a Hall of Fame announcement. I mean, come on, man. Oh, my God. There's some real comedians out there, man. They really are. See you at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock and all our digital platforms, it says, end quote. The first induction ceremony that Kayla Braxton co-host, was in 2021 with Jerry the King Lawler and Corey Graves. The hosting duties were then handled by Braxton and Graves in Dallas last year. Oh, really? And then it says this year's Hall of Fame ceremony will be headlined by the legendary masked luchador Rey Mysterio. Oh, really? Doesn't surprise me. I knew that. Joining him in the Rouse Hall of Fame class of 2023, says Ringside News, will be Stacy, the Great Muta, and celebrating inductee Andy. The Hall of Fame ceremony takes place following the conclusion of SmackDown this Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Peacock, with Caleb Braxton hosting duties for the ceremony. I can see people watching Ring of Honor Club or whatever the fuck that is that comes on Fridays. And Class of Legends celebrated. The Club of Honor or something like that. It would surely be a night to remember for WWE. What is y'all's take on Caleb Braxton hosting the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony? Let me know y'all's take on that. I can see some people saying, as long as Grave isn't there, man, that is so mean. You are an absolute mean human being if you're in the comments saying that Graves, as long as Graves isn't there. You're a mean human being for saying that. Graves can be whatever place he wants to be, whether it's at the Hall of Fame or not. Wow, man. Talk about ridiculous. I seen somebody on Twitter tweeting that out this week. Oh my goodness. People are just so evil out here. They always got something mean to say all the time. It's ridiculous. WWE has new use for Vince McMahon's office backstage at events. Graves doing the best work of his career on commentary. And for this person to say that as long as Graves isn't there tells you one thing. He's a fucking complete geek. Sean Ross Sapp noted behind Fightful's paywall that Vince McMahon's office sign is still up backstage. That being said, McMahon isn't there to fill the room. In other words, that guy that commented, Corey Graves, as long as Corey Graves isn't there, is a complete fucking jackass. Fucking idiot. That's what he is. So production and set designers usually inhabit the area. It says here, and I quote, regarding the Vince's office, note from our Vince McMahon sales story. They've been told that while the sign hasn't been changed, it's more of a production set design area that it leads to. End quote. It's quite interesting, says Ringside News, to see that just because Vince McMahon isn't around every week doesn't mean his office sign won't stay. It is also a cool tribute, says Ringside News, to the man who ran the entire organization for decades. Whatever, who cares? I am moving on. WWE announced referee induction for 2023 Hall of Fame. Backstage interviewer Caleb Braxton announced on the March 9th edition of WWE's Debunk that Tim White, yes, it is in fact Tim White, because people have been going around on social media, the wrestling social mentioning his name. So Tim White. Tim White will receive the 2023 Warrior Award. The award is given each year to someone who has demonstrated unwavering strength and persistence, and who lives life with courage and compassion. It says here, and I quote, breaking this year's Warrior Award recipient is the late, great Tim White. Tim White oversaw a number of famous matches during the course of his 24-year career with WWE, including the Hell in a Cell Classic between Mankind and The Undertaker at King of the Ring 1998. Moreover, White has carried out governmental and talent agency tasks behind the scenes for the company. Furthermore, before transitioning into a refereeing role on a full-time basis, Tim White assisted Andre the Giant. However, at the age of 68, White passed away in 2022. He may have left the world, but now his legacy will forever be in the history books of WWE. Long live Tim White, man. He was a good referee. He really was. Thoughts go out to his family. Hopefully they are healing from his passing from last year. It's hard to lose somebody like that. It really is. Somebody that talented, somebody that special. That was that good of a fucking referee in WWE. Superstar Billy Graham's health has been horribly difficult. Oh boy. Talk about even more bad news. Billy Graham has faced numerous health challenges over the years, resulting in multiple hospitalizations. However, despite these setbacks, his fans have remained steadfast in their support for him. Recently, Graham was transferred out of the intensive care unit after a brief stay. It was reported that his kidneys were functioning normally. He was then suffering from acute renal failure. He was also dealing with tough physical issues. Sadly, the situation for Graham has only worsened. Graham's wife, Valerie, took to her Facebook, revealed that things are incredibly difficult for Wayne. He was still struggling and has not yet returned home. She herself was in the ER over the weekend, still testing positive for COVID-19 and suffering from shortness of breath and severe coughing. Medical professionals advised her that the issue was inflammation from COVID-19. Inflammation and bronchitis from COVID-19. The situation is incredibly dire, and going through it alone has only made it harder for Valerie. It says here, and I quote, "Things are horribly difficult. Wayne is struggling and still not home. I was in the ER this weekend, still testing positive for COVID, shortness of breath, severe coughing. It's inflammation and bronchitis from COVID. This is horrible, and going through it alone is getting harder every day," says Valerie. "I just had a call from the nursing facility, and Wayne has refused all of his meds. He's dealing with it, a lot of it. He's dealing with a lot of confusion and depression. He's still 100% deaf and has now lost 65 pounds. It's breaking my heart not being able to see him. Friday will be 12 weeks since he's been home. And now on top of that, everything else I have to figure out," says Valerie. "How to come up with his Medicare copay. The nursing facility called this morning to tell me he's reached the cap. So now back to paying $200 a day out of pocket. I have no idea where that money will come from. It can get very overwhelming, but I know the Lord is with us and He will provide. Thank you for your consistent prayers. End quote. Ringside News sent their prayers, their support to Billy Graham and his loved ones during the difficult times. And they hope that the superstar will kick out the prolonged illness soon. Yeah, that's a bad situation. Hopefully he does kick out the illness. That's something nobody does not deserve to go through. That is for sure. Nobody deserves to go through something like that. And when I mean nobody, I mean nobody. Last but not least, there's some 2K news, 2K23 news I have. Developers face two completely opposite issues while making Dota 2K23. Interesting enough, it says here that apparently the developers face two completely opposite issues while making Dota 2K23 as compared to Dota 2K22. Lanil Jinx, Dota 2K creative director, and several other game designers recently shared their experience creating this year's Dota 2K23 video game in an interview with the Keflaholic Wrestling Podcast. Oh, one of the UK geeks. The UK Geek Podcast. During the discussion, James claimed that the recent roster changes at WWE did compel the developers to alter the game's playable characters. It says here, and I quote, the difference between 22 and 23 was that for 23, we had the opposite problem. And in 22, we had to cut. Jinx explained. We had 2.5 years of development, but the roster was changing. Seemed like every week, which created a ton of problems for us, especially with modes like My Rise or the Showcase. We were trying to figure it out. Like, can this person still be in the game, even though they're not part of the WWE? And luckily, WWE did a pretty good job of allowing us to keep certain people that weren't involved in heavy storylines in some of our moves. This year was the opposite. A lot of people came back, which was a great thing. But for me, I think I'd rather have that problem than the opposite. End quote. It appears that the leadership of the game had a positive impact on the Dota 2K23 game, as well as the makers were not asked to make many amendments to the roster due to a lack of layoffs in the HH channel. You guys think that Dota 2K23 has the best roster to date? You guys want Triple H to continue heading the creative department of WWE? I know I do. He's doing a hell of a good job, man. He really is. Dota 2K23 is absolutely going to be stacked this year. And that is a fucking win for the 2K developers. That's for sure. That is a big W for them. That's all I got to say about that. Big win for Triple H and his administration as well. That's going to do it for your AEW and Dota Thursday morning news. If you guys enjoyed hearing your AEW Dota Thursday morning news, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're still at 612. We need about, let's see. We need about 7 more subscribers. We can get 7 more subscribers. We'll have 620. We will have 620 subscribers. So, here, thumbs up. Go check out the other content. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. I'll be streaming some Hot Shot Racing. So I hope you guys be in the live chat for that. I'll be streaming some Hot Shot Racing before work. It's one of the new racing games on the PS4. It's going to be fun to play, man. It really is. Really is, man. No shit. It really is going to be fun to play. I just want to thank each and every single one of you. It's been a long week, man. It really has. It really has. Not only will I be streaming Hot Shot Racing Thursday afternoon, but this Friday, this Friday from 4:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m., I'll be streaming WWE 2K23 once again to continue completing all the John Cena 2K Showcase stories one at a time. And then from 7:40 p.m. to 10 p.m., my Friday SmackDown Watch Along for episode 13 will be live. Then at 10:30 p.m., my SmackDown Go Home Show review will be live. And then I'll be giving you guys your AEW Saturday morning news after the break from reviewing SmackDown. Saturday, my NXT TakeOver 2023 Stand and Deliver Watch Along will be live at 12:40 p.m. My WWE WrestleMania 39 Night 1 2023 Watch Along will be live at 7:35 p.m. and will start at 7:55 p.m. Sunday, NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver WrestleMania 39 Night 1 2023 reviews combined. We'll be reviewing both pay-per-views. They'll be live. My reviews for both pay-per-views will be live at 1 o'clock p.m. And then I'll go over your AEW Sunday afternoon news on that Sunday afternoon, a little after the review. And then at 7:30 p.m., my WWE 2023 WrestleMania 39 Night 2 live stream watch along will be live. It will begin at 7:55 p.m. It'll be live at 7:30 p.m. and begin at 7:55 p.m. So that is basically the schedule. Half of the schedule for this week. I was going to go live on Instagram Monday, but I changed my mind. I had some thumbnails and shit I had to do. My Monday Night Raw Go Home Show review was live Tuesday. Go check that out if you missed it. And you guys can rewatch the Dynamite review if you want. But I'm getting out of here. You guys stay safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be streaming Hot Shot Racing tomorrow afternoon, starting at 12:30 p.m. So I hope to see you guys there. I'm getting out. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys this afternoon for Hot Shot Racing.